The April 24th, 2018 murder of Shanti Cooper began an investigation that revealed that her husband, David Tronnes, who seemingly had everything, had actually been leading a double life.
Hello? She's not breathing. I'm trying to do CPR. I can't.
Okay, listen to me. Can you tell me what your address is?
I don't know. 218.
218 East Copeland? Okay. And who is it?
Copeland, this is Dan.
Your name is Dan?
David.
Okay, your name is David? Okay, who is it that's not breathing?
My wife. I'm Shanti.
Your wife is not breathing? Okay. Sir, I need to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Listen to me. I'm going to get the paramedics so we can try and get her some help, okay? Don't hang up. Orlando Fire Department. Okay, with the medical, we're also going. Orlando Fire Department. Okay, with the medical, we're also going. Okay, this is the Orlando Fire Department. What's the address of the emergency?
218 East Copeland Drive.
218 East Copeland Drive. What's the telephone number you're calling me from?
This is 407 704. It's the house line.
Tell me exactly what happened.
I came over. I can't drive.
Okay, what happened?
I found her in the shower.
And she passed away? Listen. Okay, what's your name? Okay, are you with her right now?
Yes.
How old is she?
39.
How old?
39.
Okay, is she awake right now?
No.
Is she breathing?
I can't wake her up. I can't wake her up.
Okay, listen. Is she breathing?
No, I tried to do CPR. I can't get her to breathe.
Okay, can you get her out of the shower?
I can't. I pulled her out.
Okay, is she laying flat on her back?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't know what happened or when anything happened?
Oh.
Okay. Is there a defibrillator available?
A what?
Is there a defibrillator available?
No.
Okay.
No.
We can do CPR. Okay. Okay. We can do CPR on her until the paramedics get there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I want you to lay her flat on her back, okay? And tilt her head back. I want you to tilt her head back by putting one hand on her forehead and one hand on the back of her neck and tilt her head back, okay?
Okay.
Okay, listen, I want you to take a deep breath, okay, so we can do what we can while the paramedics are responding, okay?
Okay. I have neck tap.
Okay. Okay, I want you to put your mouth down by her. I want you to put your ear down by her mouth and tell me if you feel or hear any breathing, okay? Take a deep breath. I have help responding to your emergency, okay?
She has blood. She is not breathing. She is not breathing.
She is not breathing? Okay. Okay, I want you to put the heel of your hand on the center of the chest.
Okay,
right between the nipples, okay? Put your other hand on top for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want you to pump her chest hard and fast, at least twice per second, to make her see. Okay, I want you to just let the chest come up all the way between pumps And we're gonna do this until help can take over, okay? I want you to count out loud. They're almost there to you. They're responding emergency to you.
There's a blue dumpster. They have to come back. Oh God.
What is blue?
There's a blue dumpster, big blue dumpster in the driveway. They have to turn in. And if they can get past it, they have to drive past it. If they can't get past it,
they'll park out in the street. They'll just park out in the street.
Yeah, but we're in the back. We're in the far back. They have to get back to the gate and come up the stairs. Oh, God. There's water. There's water.
Are there any animals or anything in the house?
They're downstairs. They're in their kennel.
Okay.
They need to come up the stairs.
I did tell them they need to come up the stairs, okay? I want you, when you hear them coming in, when you hear them come in, I want you to call them, okay? Has she been sick or something?
Yeah. Oh, God, what happened to me? Baby.
Okay, the paramedics are on the property, okay? I'm going to stay on the phone with you until you're right with them. Are they there with you?
The house that David Tronnes and his new wife, Shanti Cooper, was allegedly purchased for more than $600,000. The 4,000 square foot property, adorned with gargoyles in Delaney Park, was the home of Tronnes' dreams. And soon after the purchase, he and his wife, who had been married since February 2017, began their renovation that would spiral out of control and ultimately lead to Shanti's demise. According to authorities, the 29-year-old woman found floating in their half-filled bathtub by her husband had reportedly been extensively beaten. Detectives also found blood on the floor of their bedroom that had dried over. They also said the victim's body was dry in the rest of the bathroom aside from the half-filled tub. Immediately suspicious of the man, police requested that Tronnes go with them to the station, and he did so voluntarily. The couple had met on Match.com shortly before they married. When they began dating, David told Shanti that he was rich, claiming that his inheritance from his father's death was worth $4 to $6 million. Detectives investigating Cooper's murder, however, proved that his claims of wealth were false. When questioned by police, Tronnes had admitted that the couple had been sleeping in separate areas during the renovation. He had taken the couch while his wife had been sleeping in the garage. A local contractor, Keith Ory, had been contacted by Tronnes to come and have a look at their project. Ory told CBSN the home had been astonishingly disassembled. He had described it as being largely wide open like you're inside of a giant shoebox. The victim's autopsy soon revealed that she did not die from drowning or from slipping and hitting her head, but that she had suffered significant blunt force trauma to the head and had been strangled to death. Her time of death was likely the night before 911 had been contacted, presumably just before she had planned to go to bed. She had been wearing her pajamas at the time of her murder. An investigation showed that she had taken off her watch and placed it next to her phone along with one earring on her nightstand. The other earring was still in her ear when she died, indicating that she had been interrupted. The lack of defensive wounds suggested that the woman had been taken by surprise. According to friends of the victim, even though Tronnes boasted his fortune to his wife, he never paid for anything, leaving it up to Cooper to pay the bills, including those of their extensive home renovation, which had racked up a cost of $250,000. He always talked about how he had a ton of money, but she couldn't figure out why he was such a miser. Melissa Brzezinski, a friend of Shanti's, stated to the police. During investigations, police also found that several days after her death, the house was transferred into a trust that only Tronnes controlled, and $252,000 of Cooper's money had been moved into another account in his name. Upon his arrest, Many of her belongings, including her engagement ring, was found in his possession. Another secret that had come to the surface as the investigations into Cooper's death continued was a photograph of Tronnes at a male-only bathhouse just one day after he and Cooper had wed. About 4 months after her murder, Tronnes was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. He was held without bond and lost 2 attorneys due to his apparent lack of finances. A public defender briefly represented him until it was uncovered that he was hiding money and could actually afford to hire his own. With his trial set for 2020 and still no one to represent him, he was given 2 weeks in December 2019 to find someone to represent him. David Tronnes has never admitted to killing his wife, maintaining that he is innocent of the crime. Yet, his life of lies and evidence gathered by police may be enough to prove otherwise, and he could face life behind bars. In January 2019, multiple calls were made from Michael Redlick's Florida home. He was killed by his wife, Danielle, who allegedly waited 11 hours before calling the police. She has claimed her actions were in self-defense.
911, do you need police, fire, medical?
Yes. We need a car here at 1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park, Florida. There's a woman that's a danger to herself and to others right now.
A gentleman that's a danger to
Pardon me? Pardon me?
The address.
1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park, Florida.
Okay, stay on the line. I'm going to have to transfer us over to Winter Park. Let me talk first when they answer, okay?
You better go in your room. Please, dance.
911, do you need police, fire, or medical? This is Seminole to transfer for police at 1231 Temple Drive.
Yes. Yeah. Please. Go in your room. Will you stop? All right. I will call you back. I will call you back in 5 minutes. I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
What is going on there? Hello? Winter Park, this is... Yeah, I'm still there. He didn't give me a lot of information. He just said that there was a woman who was a danger to herself.
Okay. And that was it?
Yeah, that's all. And he called on a 911 only phone, so.
Okay. And I just want to confirm he told you 1231 Temple Drive?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Seminole.
No problem.
All right. Bye-bye.
911, you need police, fire, medical?
I don't know. I think my husband's deceased. There's been a tragedy at my home.
What's the address up there?
1231 Temple Drive, Winter Park.
Okay, yeah, Winter Park jurisdiction. Let me get their fire department on the line. Hold on one moment. Winter Park 911, you need police, fire, or medical? This is someone with a medical transfer for 1231 Temple Drive in Winter Park. Alrighty, 1231 Temple Drive, right? Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Alright. Okay, thank you. What's going on at 1231 Temple Drive?
I believe my husband is deceased.
Okay. And why do you believe he's deceased?
Because he's been, he's stiff and he's been wounded. He might have had a heart attack. I don't know.
Okay. Did you just find him?
No, actually, it happened last night.
It happened last night?
Correct.
Okay. How old is your husband?
He's 65.
Second. So did you find him this morning? Because I know you said that you believed it happened last night. Did you see him last night? Was he okay, or was...
He was not okay last night. We had altercation, and he stabbed himself, and I ran into the bathroom, and then when I came out, I tried to help him, and I saw he was lying in blood. And then I tried to help him, and I couldn't. Correct, yes. And then I tried to help him, and I woke up with sitting up next to him, and I've been trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
I got you. I'm going to get you some help, hon. So you all had an altercation last night, correct?
Yeah.
All right. What's your name?
Danielle?
Are there any weapons on scene now?
Knife.
A knife?
Mm-hmm.
And you said he was 64, right?
65.
I'm sorry?
65.
65. So, okay. Go ahead and give me your first name again, because I don't want to call you name.
Danielle?
Danielle. Okay, so Danielle, let me ask you this. So, did he stab himself last night and he passed last night and you just didn't know what to do?
Correct, I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you all drinking?
He was.
He was?
Yes, he was. And altercation was the night before, too, but I left the house and took my children with me because he was drinking then, too.
Mm-hmm. Were your kids there last night during this altercation?
No, they were not. They were not here, and they're not here now.
I know you first said that you thought he had a heart attack. So do you think it was a heart attack, or do you think it was due to the stabbing that he passed away?
Probably the stabbing triggered it, I guess. I don't know. It's a shoulder wound.
You say it's a shoulder wound?
Right.
I'm just getting all this information. Okay. How old are you, huh?
I'm 45.
I'm just getting everything you told me into the call, okay? I have multiple units throughout, meaning I have police and fire. Go ahead and give me your husband's first name.
Michael.
Michael. What's his last name, huh?
Redlick, Redlick.
Go ahead and give me his date of birth.
5/1/53.
911, you need police, fire, medical. Hello, 911. Hello.
Hello, this is Danielle.
Hello, this is a 911 operator on a recorded line. Your phone dialed into 911. Do you have an emergency?
Oh, I've already spoke to them. Thank you.
Okay, no problem.
Winter Park 911, you need police, fire, and medical. This is similar with a medical transfer for 1231 Temple Drive.
But Danielle's accounts of what happened did not seem to add up to detectives, who observed bloody towels, a bloody mop, bloody footprints, and the strong smell of bleach in the house. Detectives found a large, bloodied serrated knife on the floor and 3 bloody knives in the sink with blood on them. They also determined that the wounds to his torso were not self-inflicted, but a homicide. 65-year-old Michael Redlick was a former and beloved NBA executive for the Memphis Grizzlies, and at the time of his death, he was a professor at the University of Central Florida. Michael and his allegedly estranged wife, Danielle, had purportedly had issues in their marriage surrounding infidelity. When police were first informed about what led to his death 11 hours after it happened, Danielle had claimed that he had suffered from a heart attack after stabbing himself with a knife during their argument. But later, Danielle had contended that their fight began when she had been in the kitchen eating a hamburger. She alleged that the man had taken a bite from the burger and spat a piece of it in her face, then pushed her to the ground. In a chilling interview with friends of the victim, he had once described his soon-to-be ex-wife as crazy joking that as long as he hides the steak knives, he would be fine. The couple, who were both found with visible defensive wounds on the day of the altercation that led to Michael's demise, had reportedly been going through a divorce since the previous November, where Danielle had filed for divorce suspecting Michael of cheating. She had described their 17-year-long marriage as irretrievably broken. She had listed herself as an unemployed photographer and had asked for alimony as she could not afford to support herself financially. She had also requested shared custody to their 15-year-old daughter and 11-year-old son. The case for the divorce was eventually dismissed due to a lack of action from Danielle, who had initiated court proceedings. As investigations into Michael's murder continued, detectives uncovered shocking details of the couple's broken relationship, including the unbelievable yet true past that revealed that Danielle was once Michael's stepdaughter. According to a friend of the couple, Danielle's mother had married Michael due to suffering from a terminal illness requiring medical treatment that he could financially provide for. When she passed, Danielle and Michael began dating and shortly after got married. Police also found an entry in Danielle's journal stating that she believed he was seeing another woman. This sparked the belief that she may have killed her estranged husband in a fit of jealous rage. In Danielle's second description of the incident, she claimed that after pushing her to the ground, she had responded by taking a knife out of a drawer in an attempt to protect herself. She claimed that Michael had grabbed the knife out of her hand and had stabbed himself. She had reportedly run to hide in the bathroom, and when she came out, she found a bloody trail leading to his body in the living room of his home in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Orlando, Winter Park. She reported that the reason she had waited over 11 hours to contact 911 was that the woman had collapsed after attempting CPR on him and upon waking, slit her wrists and reached 911 when she couldn't stop the bleeding. She was taken to hospital, where she admitted to authorities that the argument had stemmed from Danielle's communications with another man. In further investigations of the events that fateful day, police noted that they had found deleted messages exchanged between the couple and a dating app on Danielle's phone. According to authorities, she had reviewed messages on the app 2 hours before calling 911. The 45-year-old was arrested by police in February 2019 for second-degree murder and tampering with evidence. She was held at Orange County Jail without bond. She was offered a plea deal in February 2020, where she would serve just over 10 years in prison for manslaughter, but she rejected the deal. Danielle's claim of self-defense will go to trial. There has not yet been a date set for the next court hearing. Lake Wales teen Giovanni Diaz was lured into a quiet wood on March 19, 2018 by his so-called friend Dylan Alex Murray, who bludgeoned him to death with a baseball bat in a dispute over a girl.
I saw him walking and he brought me to the woods, and he took my baseball bat and tried to beat me. He tried to attack me, and then me and him got into a fight where I had the baseball bat, and I don't know if he's dead because I hit him so many times, man. Dad! Dad, help! Dad, help! Dad, help! He was trying to kill me! I think Jill tried to kill me, and I think I killed him. I'm not playing, Dad. He texted me in the morning. He told me to come to the woods by myself with the baseball bat, because after we were going to get some smoke, he was going to go get Zach and play baseball because he had a baseball. Then he said he had to take a piece. Then all of a sudden he's behind me with the baseball bat. He tried to hit me. I grabbed it. All he did was punch me in the face, but I hit him one time and said, stop. He's like, now you're going to get it, and came back with his hands, and I just keep hitting him and hitting him. They're saying I'm going to go to jail if he dies.
The 16-year-old teenager who brutally beat his 15-year-old girlfriend, Giovanni Diaz, to death with an aluminum baseball bat admitted to the crime on his call to 911. The Frostproof Middle Senior High student was reportedly left to bleed to death in the woods near Calusa Lake Village, close to the mobile home where the boys lived. When found, the boy had suffered such substantial injury to his face, head, chest, and arms that he died around 30 minutes after 911 was called. Murray had claimed that Diaz was the one who had initiated the fight by punching him in the face and threatening him with a bat. However, police found no evidence of injury to Murray's face. The harrowing truth was that Murray had allegedly been angered when the victim confessed to having sexual relations with a girl Murray had previously dated and with whom he was still in love. The boy had 2 previous charges of battery against Diaz in 2016. Additionally, he allegedly told a friend that he wondered what it feels like to kill somebody. He was taken into custody later that day, shortly after the victim's death after being accused of first-degree murder. He was taken to the Juvenile Assessment Center, where he was charged additionally with possession of marijuana less than 20 grams and possession of drug paraphernalia. Murray was later booked into Polk County Jail and held without bond. During his first year in prison, Murray had allegedly tried to reach out not once but twice to Nikki McNabb, the victim's mother. The first time he had called her telephonically, and the second he had written her a letter. When contact was made, he demonstrated his sorrow and regret for killing the victim referred to as Gio. McNabb expressed confusion about why her son's killer had contacted her and stated that he would keep in touch. In February 2019, Murray's attorney, Christopher Bold, sought an evaluation to determine whether the accused was mentally fit to stand trial. After 3 months and 3 doctors' assessments later, Circuit Judge Jalal Harb ruled Murray he was. In that same year, he reportedly signed a plea deal without the consent or agreement of prosecutors. A trial date was set for April 2020, where Murray would be 18. The prosecution is hoping for Murray to be charged as an adult, meaning that he could face up to life in prison for his crimes as a minor. However, the defense had argued that his crime was committed when the boy was a minor, and he should therefore be charged as a juvenile. This case is still ongoing, and Murray remains in jail as he waits for his next trial date. A 24-year-old father and husband was impaled by a fence pole when he lost control of his truck and crashed while driving in Montgomery County. In his harrowing call to 911 in February 2020, he begs them to save him.
On the Cedar Road or the main freeway, sir?
The location of
175. This is Walker County with a transfer. He's going to be 75. He's going to be right by the RV place. The RV place or the trailer place? Yeah. He's been in a major accident.
Okay, sir, stay on the line. I'm checking the ambulance.
Yes. Go through my lower right side.
Give me 1 second, sir. Take a deep breath, and we're connecting the ambulance. Fire ambulance. That's over the transfer. Caller, what's the location of the emergency?
75. Walker County's on the phone. He's going to be at 75 South, or 75 right by the trailer place. I'm going to need to be cut out.
Okay.
The jogger light.
Okay, what's the phone number that you're calling from?
832-318-7472.
That's what I show, sir. What's your name?
Jake.
Okay, Jake, tell me exactly what happened.
I got a pole through my chest. Just hurry.
Okay, tell me exactly what happened.
I got in a car accident. But they ran out in front of me. That's worm.
Okay, we're getting help on the way. They're already on the way, okay? How many people are hurt?
It's just me.
How old are you?
24. Date of birth is 04, 05.
Okay, stay on the line. You're doing a great job, okay? We're going to get help on the way.
Oh, I got 2 babies that count on me.
Are there any chemicals or other hazards involved?
No.
Is anyone pinned?
Yes.
Okay. Was anyone thrown from the vehicle?
No, it's just me by myself.
Okay. Is there any... they're on their way, Jake. Jake, I'm going to help you, okay? Listen to me. I'm sending the paramedics to help you. Stay on the line. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do next.
I can't do nothing.
Okay.
I can't move.
I know. Don't move, okay? Don't move. Yes, we got multiple units around.
I need to call my wife.
No, stay on the line with me. Help's on the way.
I need to call my wife. No, I love her.
I'll stay on the line with you, okay? If anything changes, just let me know. What kind of vehicle are you in? Jake. Hello?
Montgomery County 911. What is the location of the emergency? This is Walker County. This is your caller from your major accident on Highway 75. Okay, he's on the line. Okay.
Hello.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Nick, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. Send help.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to add EMS.
Send help.
They're on their way.
Fire an ambulance.
This is the call-in for the motor vehicle accident on 175.
Jake, they're on their way, okay? Has anything changed?
Lots of blood coming out.
Okay, don't move, okay? They're on the way.
Oh, God.
What color is your vehicle?
Red.
What car, truck, or SUV?
Yeah, just got
There's someone in there. I can hear him.
Don't move, Jake.
Save me. Save me, please. I got babies.
Don't move, okay? They're going to help you.
It's all the way through my chest. Jade. Yeah. Jakey. That's good, bud. Just cut me out.
Don't worry, buddy. Just been on the location.
Everything's going down. Hurry up.
Maybe David, go with the
Jack Tabor, a pipe fitter, was reportedly on his way to work just after 4 a.m. when he had been driving on Highway 75, north of Shepherd Hill. He allegedly saw a deer in the road and swerved to avoid hitting it, but instead crashed into a nearby fence outside of a trailer sales company after losing control of his red Chevrolet pickup. The man was impaled through his chest by a fence post and contacted 911 to come and save him before it was too late. During his 2 calls to 911, he told the operator that he had 2 babies back home, needing to call his wife and tell her that he loved her. He described feeling everything going numb and told the dispatcher that he would need to be cut out. Firefighters from North Montgomery County Fire and New Waverly were the first to respond to the scene, finding the pickup tangled with the fence and a 2-inch fence post through the man's chest. It took the firefighters 30 minutes to cut the pole and carefully free Tabor from his vehicle. Paramedics rushed to his aid and he was taken to Conroe Regional Hospital and underwent several surgeries to repair the damage done by the fence pole, which impaled his liver, bruised his lungs, and substantially injured his ribcage. According to doctors, he was in stable condition, but he could take weeks to recover fully. According to North Montgomery County Fire Department Battalion Chief Bill Dirks, Tabor is very lucky to be alive. That's it for today. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe to join us in the next episode of True 911.